They don't attack you directly anymore. No, they study you, they smile at you, and then they ask you questions. Simple questions, innocent questions, but by the time you realize what's happening, you've already revealed too much. Your weaknesses, your fears, your next move, and now they control the game. In this video, you'll discover 5 dangerous questions you must never answer because behind them lies manipulation, control, and silent power. Question 1. What are your biggest weaknesses? Questions are rarely as innocent as they appear. When someone looks at you with calm curiosity and asks, "What are your biggest weaknesses?" they are not merely seeking understanding. They are measuring you, calculating you, testing how easily you can be opened and how quickly you will surrender pieces of yourself. Understand this clearly. Questions are weapons, not curiosity. The moment you begin to answer, you step into a dangerous position. Because now you are no longer observing the game, you are becoming part of it. And in this moment, most men make a fatal mistake. They confuse honesty with strength. They believe that revealing their flaws makes them trustworthy, relatable, human, but the world is not built on innocence. It is built on advantage, and every weakness you confess becomes a silent opportunity for someone else. Revelation creates vulnerability. When you speak of your fears, you do not release them, you expose them. You take something hidden, something protected, and you place it into the hands of another person. And you must ask yourself, what will they do with it? Because not everyone who listens to you is on your side. Some are patient, some are strategic, some are simply waiting for the right moment to use what you have given them. A man who admits he struggles with confidence will one day face someone who exploits that hesitation. A man who confesses his emotional triggers will encounter someone who presses those exact buttons with precision. A man who reveals where he breaks will eventually be tested at that exact point. This is not paranoia. This is pattern. Discern intent, not words. The question itself is simple, but the intention behind it is rarely simple. You must train yourself to hear what is not being said, to sense what lies beneath the surface. Is this person trying to understand you or trying to map you? Because there is a difference between connection and control, and those who seek control will never announce it directly. They will approach you with politeness, with interest, with what appears to be sincerity, but their true objective is to see how much access you are willing to give. And once you give it, it cannot be taken back. Silence is power. The most dangerous thing you can do in that moment is feel pressured to respond, to fill the silence, to justify yourself, to prove that you are open, honest, and unguarded, because the one who speaks first often loses. There is strength in restraint. There is power in choosing not to reveal. When you refuse to answer directly, you disrupt the expectation. You remove yourself from their control. You force them to deal with uncertainty, and uncertainty is something most people cannot handle. They will push, they will rephrase, they will try again, but every second you remain composed, every moment you choose control over impulse, you shift the balance of power back in your favor. In the world of strategy, the greatest advantage is not in what you show, but in what you conceal. A wise man does not deny that he has weaknesses. He simply refuses to display them for inspection. Because once a weakness is seen clearly, it can be targeted precisely. And those who understand human nature know exactly how to aim. Question 2. What are you planning next? There is a certain kind of danger that does not arrive with noise, it arrives with curiosity. Someone leans in, their tone casual, almost friendly, and they ask, "What are you planning next?" It sounds harmless, supportive even, But beneath that question lies something far more strategic. Questions are weapons, not curiosity. Because the moment you begin to speak about your plans, you are no longer operating in secrecy. You are exposing your direction. You are revealing movement before it happens. And in a world driven by competition, timing is everything. A plan that is hidden is powerful. A plan that is spoken is vulnerable. Most people do not understand this. They feel excitement about what they are building, what they are about to achieve, and they seek validation. They want someone to hear it, to acknowledge it, to confirm that it is impressive, that it matters. But the moment you seek validation, you sacrifice control, because now your vision is no longer yours alone. Revelation creates vulnerability. When you speak your next move out loud, you are doing more than sharing an ideal. You are giving others time to think, time to react, time to position themselves in relation to you. Some will smile and encourage you while quietly preparing to compete with you. Some will pretend to support you while subtly discouraging your direction. And some will do something far more dangerous. They will move before you do. Because now they know where you are going. They see the path ahead of you, and they may decide to step into it first, block it, or redirect it entirely. This is how opportunities are lost, not through failure, but through exposure. Discern intent, not words. Not everyone who asks about your plans is interested in your success. Some are interested in your timing, in your strategy, in your level of preparation. They are not listening to celebrate you. They are listening to analyze you, to measure how far ahead you are, to understand how serious you are, to determine whether you are a threat or an opportunity. And once they have that information, they will act accordingly. The wise man listens beyond the surface. He does not get distracted by tone or politeness. He understands that in a competitive world, information is never neutral. It is always used. Silence is power. The most powerful move in that moment is not to explain your vision in detail, not to reveal timelines, strategies, or ambitions. It is to remain controlled, vague, unpredictable. Because the less they know, the less they can interfere. When you hold your plans close, you maintain an advantage that cannot be replicated: uncertainty. And uncertainty forces others into a defensive position. They cannot prepare for what they do not understand. This is where true power lies, not in announcing your moves, but in executing them without warning. There is a reason why the most effective strategies in history were never revealed before they were carried out. Because once something is known, it can be countered. But what is hidden cannot be stopped in time. A man who speaks too early risks everything. He risks sabotage, he risks imitation, he risks unnecessary resistance. And often, he risks something even more subtle: the loss of momentum. Because once a plan is spoken, it creates a false sense of completion. It tricks the mind into feeling progress without action. And that illusion alone has destroyed more ambitions than failure ever could. The disciplined mind understands this. It resists the urge to announce. It rejects the need for approval. It moves in silence, because in the end, it is not the plan that matters, it is the execution that no one saw coming. Question 3. How do you really feel about them? There is a particular kind of question that does not seek information, it seeks exposure. It arrives quietly, often in a moment of comfort, when defenses are lowered and conversation feels safe. Someone leans closer, lowers their voice, and asks, "How do you really feel about them?" It sounds personal. honest, almost intimate, but beneath that surface lies a calculated intention. Questions are weapons, not curiosity. Because the moment you answer this question, you are no longer speaking about others. You are revealing yourself. Your loyalties, your biases, your hidden judgments, and once those are exposed, they can be used to reshape how others see you. Most people fail to recognize the trap. They believe they are simply sharing an opinion, expressing a feeling. But in reality, they are positioning themselves within a social battlefield they cannot fully see. Every word you speak about someone else becomes a reflection of your character in the eyes of the listener. Revelation creates vulnerability. The moment you speak honestly about another person, especially in a negative way, you create a fracture in your own image, because now you are seen as someone who speaks behind others' backs. And even if your words are true, truth does not protect you from consequence. Because people do not remember context, they remember tone, they remember emotion, they remember the fact that you were willing to speak. And that alone is enough to make them question what you might say about them when they are not present. This is how trust begins to erode, not through lies, but through unguarded honesty. And there is something even more dangerous. Words travel. What you say in confidence today can return tomorrow, altered, reshaped, and delivered into the ears of the very person you spoke about. And when it does, it will not carry your intention, it will carry impact. And that impact can destroy alliances, create enemies, and isolate you without warning. Discern intent, not words. Why would someone ask you how you feel about another person? Is it to understand you or to test you? Because often, this question is used to measure your loyalty, to see where you stand, to determine whether you are consistent or easily influenced. Some ask this question to gather information, some ask it to create division, and some ask it simply to watch you expose yourself. They are not invested in your answer, they are interested in what your answer reveals about you, your discipline, your discretion, your awareness. The wise man recognizes this immediately. He does not rush to fill the silence. He does not feel the need to prove his honesty, because he understands that in a world of shifting alliances, clarity can be dangerous. Silence is power. There is strength in neutrality. There is control in refusing to be drawn into unnecessary judgments. When you choose not to reveal your true feelings, you maintain flexibility. You are not tied to a statement. You are not bound by a position. You are not exposed to contradiction. And more importantly, you remain unpredictable. Because once people know exactly how you feel, they know exactly how to manipulate you. They know who to place in front of you, what situations to create, what pressures to apply. But when your thoughts remain concealed, they are forced to guess, and guessing weakens their position. A man who speaks freely about others may feel momentary relief, a sense of expression, a fleeting connection with the one who listens. But what he gains in that moment, he often loses in the long term. Respect, trust, control, these are not built through constant expression. They are built through restraint. Because, in the end, it is not what you say about others that defines your power. It is what you choose not to say when given the opportunity. Question 4. Can you keep a secret? There is a question that seems to flatter you before it traps you. It begins with a pause, a shift in tone, a sense of exclusivity. Someone looks at you as if you have been chosen, as if you are now part of something hidden, something important. And then they ask, can you keep a secret? It feels like trust. It feels like importance. But in reality, it is the beginning of control. Questions are weapons, not curiosity. Because the moment you say yes, you are no longer an observer. You are now involved. You have accepted an invisible agreement without knowing its full cost. You have stepped into a situation where information is no longer neutral, where words carry weight, and where silence becomes an obligation rather than a choice. Most people answer this question without hesitation. They see it as a sign of loyalty, a test of character, an opportunity to prove that they are trustworthy. But they fail to ask the most important question of all. Why was I chosen? Because those who share secrets are not always seeking trust. They are often distributing risk. Revelation creates vulnerability. The moment a secret is placed in your hands, it becomes a burden. Not just of knowledge, but of consequence. You now carry something that can affect reputations, relationships, or outcomes. And whether you realize it or not, you are now tied to whatever happens next. If the secret is exposed, you may be blamed. If the situation escalates, you may be questioned. If the truth comes out, your name may be attached to it. And suddenly, something that was never yours to begin with becomes your problem. This is how control operates in subtle forms. Not through force, but through entanglement. Because once you are involved, your freedom begins to shrink. Discern intent, not words. Why do people share secrets? Sometimes it is to relieve themselves of pressure. Sometimes it is to feel closer to you. But often, it is to create a bond that benefits them more than it benefits you. A shared secret creates connection, but it also creates leverage. Because now there is something unspoken between you. Something that can be referenced, implied, or even used if circumstances change. The person who shared the secret may trust you today, but what about tomorrow? What happens when interests shift, when conflict arises, when loyalty is tested? The same information that was given to you as a sign of trust can later be turned into a tool of manipulation. And by accepting it, you have already placed yourself within reach. Silence is power. The most powerful position is to remain unentangled. To avoid carrying what does not belong to you. To understand that not every piece of information is meant to be held, and not every bond is meant to be formed. When you hesitate, when you do not immediately agree, you create distance. You protect your independence. You signal that you are not easily drawn into situations that compromise your position. Because true power is not just about what you know, it is about what you choose not to know. A man who collects secrets carelessly becomes heavy with them. His mind becomes occupied, his decisions become influenced, and his freedom becomes limited. He is no longer acting purely for himself. He is acting within the constraints of everything he carries. And those constraints can be exploited. There is also a deeper layer to this question. When someone asks if you can keep a secret, they are not only testing your discretion, they are testing your boundaries. They are observing how easily you accept responsibility that was never yours, how quickly you agree without understanding the implications. And that tells them everything they need to know about how you can be handled. Because a man who cannot say no to a secret will struggle to say no in other situations as well. And that makes him predictable. Predictability is weakness. The disciplined mind resists this. It does not get drawn in by the illusion of importance. It does not confuse involvement with value. It understands that every commitment, spoken or unspoken, carries a cost. and it chooses carefully which costs are worth paying. Because once you accept a secret, you are no longer completely free. Question 5. Why are you so quiet? There is something about silence that unsettles people. It creates tension. It invites curiosity. It forces others to confront something they cannot easily control. And when that discomfort grows strong enough, it often leads to a question, one that seems simple on the surface, yet reveals far more than it asks. Why are you so quiet? It is not merely a question, it is a reaction to your restraint, a reaction to your control, a reaction to something they cannot read. Questions are weapons, not curiosity. Because when someone asks you this, they are not just seeking an explanation, they are trying to break your silence. They are attempting to pull you into a space where you become predictable, where your thoughts are no longer hidden, where your presence becomes easier to understand and therefore easier to manage. Silence disrupts people. It denies them information, it denies them certainty, it denies them control. And most people are uncomfortable without those things, so they push, they ask, they probe, they try to make you speak, not because your words are necessary, but because your silence is powerful. Revelation creates vulnerability. The moment you begin to explain your silence, you weaken its effect. You take something that was undefined, something that carried weight precisely because it was unknown, and you reduce it to something ordinary. You give it a reason, and once something has a reason, it can be understood, and once it is understood, it can be predicted. When you say, "I'm just tired," or "I don't have much to say," or "I'm just listening," you are offering clarity where mystery once existed. You are easing the discomfort of others at the cost of your own strategic position, because now they no longer have to wonder about you. They no longer have to think carefully. They have an answer, and with that answer comes a sense of control. Discern intent, not words. Why does your silence bother them? Is it concern or is it discomfort? Because often it is not your well-being they are focused on. It is their inability to read you. Your silence removes their advantage. It prevents them from gathering information, from understanding your stance, from identifying how you might react. And that uncertainty forces them into a weaker position, so they attempt to eliminate it not through force but through subtle pressure. A question, a smile, a tone that suggests something is wrong with being quiet, but there is nothing wrong with silence. In fact, it is one of the most effective forms of control, because while others are speaking, revealing, reacting, you are observing, you are learning, you are seeing patterns that remain invisible to those who are too busy filling every moment with words. Silence is power. It creates space. It creates distance. It creates presence. A man who speaks constantly gives away pieces of himself with every sentence. His thoughts become accessible, his intentions become clear, his reactions become expected. But a man who remains quiet becomes difficult to define. And what cannot be defined cannot be easily controlled. This is why silence often intimidates, not because it is aggressive, but because it is unknown. And the unknown forces others to reveal themselves first. They begin to talk more, to explain more, to fill the void you have left open, and in doing so, they give you something far more valuable than words. They give you insight. Insight into their thoughts, their insecurities, their intentions, all while you remain composed, untouched, and in control of what you choose to reveal. There is also a deeper truth hidden within this question. When someone asks why you are quiet, They are unconsciously admitting something. They need you to speak in order to feel comfortable. They rely on your expression to stabilize the interaction, and that reliance gives you leverage. Because the less you depend on speaking, the more control you have over when and how your words are used. The disciplined mind understands this. It does not rush to respond. It does not feel the need to justify its silence. It allows others to sit in uncertainty. It allows tension to exist, because within that tension, power shifts. And the one who controls that shifty controls the outcome. Conclusion: in a world where words are given freely, power is lost just as easily. Most men believe danger comes through confrontation, through conflict, through visible opposition. But the truth is far more subtle. Power is not taken from you in obvious ways. It is taken in conversations, in moments of comfort, in questions that seem harmless but are anything but. And before you realize it, you have revealed too much. Questions are weapons, not curiosity. Every question you have heard in this journey carried a hidden purpose. Not to understand you, but to measure you, to map you, to see how easily you can be opened and how much of yourself you are willing to surrender without resistance. Because once you begin to speak without control, you begin to lose without awareness. Revelation creates vulnerability. Your weaknesses, your plans, your opinions, your silence, each one holds value. Each one shapes how others perceive you, how they approach you, and how they position themselves around you. And the moment you reveal these things carelessly, you give others the ability to act with precision, to influence you, to anticipate you, to control outcomes before you even see them coming. This is how power quietly shifts, from the one who speaks to the one who listens. Discern intent, not words. The surface of a question is rarely the truth. The real meaning lies beneath it, in the intention, in the timing, in the person asking it. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Not everyone is entitled to your honesty, because honesty without strategy is not strength. It is exposure, and those who understand human nature will always look for ways to use that exposure to their advantage. Silence is power. The ability to remain composed, to resist the urge to explain, to withhold information when necessary. This is where true control begins. Silence is not emptiness, it is presence, it is awareness, it is discipline. It forces others to reveal more than they intended. It protects you from unnecessary risk. It allows you to observe without being observed. And in a world where everyone is trying to be heard, the one who chooses when not to speak becomes impossible to control.